Welcome to GlobeTrotter. I'm Jon Haggins. I'm sitting here with Brenda Braxton, who's the most incredible, evolutionary entertainer in the world.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we had the best time on that wonderful
Norwegian
cruise.
Escape, yes.
And you had your own show, which was fantastic, which was in the Supper Club. And you were just superb.
Oh, thank you.
I loved
Thank you.
it.
It's
I
so
loved
much
it.
fun. I call that my room.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's so, it's comfortable. It's, you know, it's exciting. I had a good time.
Oh, yeah. But then with After Midnight, which is a fantastic show, and you came out and I thought, oh my God, what a fabulous woman.
Oh,
and this is a show that ran on Broadway, as a matter of fact.
It really was. And we were blessed to have, on Norwegian, we had the director, original director and choreographer, director-choreographer, come to do it for Norwegian. So we had A1 everything. And the costume designer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So
and you were traveling with the wig designer.
Yes, Mr. Marquita. Yeah.
She was wonderful.
Yeah, she's great. She's on there now. So,
and you know, she did such a great job. But all of you guys were so magical. I think that's a great word for it.
Thank you.
You know, it was so exciting to see this. I saw it twice, as a matter of fact.
Oh, good for you.
Because I went the first time by myself, and then I said to Carol, you have got to see this. And we went back again, and she loved it. And we were sitting right in the front.
Thank you.
When the guy, what I thought was really funny, nobody else picked up on it, when the two tap dancers were tapping, and he leaned back, and the other guy dropped him by accident and said, you dropped me. And meanwhile, I heard that, and I cracked up. I thought it was the funniest thing. But you know what? It was entertainment. It was sheer, beautiful, blissful entertainment.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, everyone enjoyed it. You know, that's what it's all about, entertaining, you know, and you've traveled a lot.
Absolutely.
And some of the places you've been.
Oh, I've been to Japan, been to Paris, to London. Where else did we go? And as I told you, I'm getting ready to go to South Africa.
South Africa, as they say. Although they say they don't say South Africa,
South Africa, yes.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
so what cities will you be in?
I'm going to Joburg.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try and get to Cape Town.
Right.
And,
and then you're going to go to Robben's Island, of course.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's where Mandela was for 27 years. So you have to do that.
Yes.
And the people who were the prisoners are really the guides now, because those are the only jobs they can get. So they're there explaining their torment and whatever. I was drenched in tears. I couldn't believe that particular
I will have to go. Absolutely.
It's an amazing experience, just being there and sharing that, you know, part of our history, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's just, and people are so joyful and blissful. It's one. You have to go to Melville while you're in Joburg, by the way.
Oh, okay.
It's a
We're going to have to talk, because now I'm like, oh, all right.
It's like I was staying at the West Cliff Hotel, and the manager says, you can't go out by yourself. I said, what do you mean I can't go out? So he had his drivers bring us, and I said, let me out now. And I got out, and these people were so wonderful. They said, hello. I said, hello. And I turned around. They said, come and join us for coffee. I said, that's great. So I went in, and I wanted to know what was it like. It was an interracial couple, so I wanted to know what was it like living in Joburg and the whole experience. And it was just fabulous. And next door, after I finished with them, this girl was painting this mural of the history of, and I said it's a 24/7 painting because people can see it 24 hours.
Yeah, at each stage.
Exactly. Wonderful. So you have to go. And there was a Mexican restaurant. There's jazz spots. And you would love that.
Wow,
you know?
Definitely. And they told me the wine is...
Oh, yeah. The wine country.
Yes. I
we had
definitely
South
want to see
African
that.
wines yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it was down at, what is it, Four Seasons. They had a luncheon, and we had superb wine.
Wow.
You know, they have great wines.
Yeah, I can't wait.
You know what I also love? Your book.
Good segue.
It's amazing. It's all about the etiquette of backstage, you know, because people don't really understand, and they have never done it, you know, and they're young, so they don't even know how to say thank you.
Absolutely, and that's important.
Absolutely.
And they're not learning that in school.
Exactly.
So I figure I've been in this business for 40 plus years. So I should share what I've learned, and that's what the Little Black Book of Backstage Etiquette is all about.
Absolutely. You know, and you know, you've performed and gotten several awards. Talk about some of your awards.
Oh, goodness gracious. So I got a Tony nomination nomination for Smokey Joe's Cafe, also the
Wonderful chef.
Chicago's Jefferson Award, and I also had an organization called Leading Ladies Just for Teens, and there were seminars that I held for teenage girls, empowerment, while I was doing Smokey Joe's Cafe, and I got the Josephine Baker Award and the award from the National Association of Negro Women, and so, you know, I've been around a long time, been around the world, and as they say.
It's called accomplishments.
Yes.
You know, and that's so wonderful. And you look back and you say, you know, that's really, you know.
And giving back. I feel like I'm giving back.
That's what I wanted to ask you about, the organization to encourage and young people.
Absolutely. And now women over 50, because I'll be 61 in August. So, yes.
You look like a chicken.
Ooh, thank you.
A chippy.
Yes. So I also have an organization called Act Two, Now What?
Oh, yes. This
Women
is Act
over
Two.
50, that's part of my Act Two, finishing my book, because, you know, we procrastinate too.
Right.
So it's called Act Two, Now What? And it's for women over 50 to get them empowered again and back out there and doing what they want to do and being fierce
Or it
over
could be
50.
another career.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. You know, people, you know, some people will go through life with one career. It isn't today because corporations are dying, whatever. You need to have a drive and an aspiration and inspiration to get out, and perseverance is important.
Absolutely. And a lot of times women over 50 have had dreams before.
Right.
And then they got married or whatever.
Right.
And they still have not really reached that dream or goal or whatever. So Act Two, Now What is giving them permission to do anything they want to. So I'm going to do some seminars with that too.
How fabulous.
Yeah.
And where are you doing these seminars?
Oh, I'm getting ready to do my first one. Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I'm getting ready to do my first one in Florida. It's going to be next spring. But they also in South Africa want me to do one. So we're looking into the South Africa. So we're looking into that for this fall.
Oh,
so,
wonderful.
Yeah.
And
so
where
we'll
in
see.
Florida?
In Florida, Miami, South
Miami.
Beach.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Kind of,
All right.
you know, include a little salsa in there. And
Right.
I was trying to go to Cuba, but we don't know yet.
Yeah,
But
well, Cuba's
South Florida is good.
Cuba's unbelievable. It's
I
nothing. That's on
know.
my
That's
wish
on your
list.
to-do list, yes. Oh,
Which I
good.
haven't done, and I was supposed to do this June, but somehow it sort of fell by the wayside.
Yeah.
But I will get there.
Yes.
And I don't know whether I want to do it through a cruise or whether I want to do it just a land excursion. I haven't decided yet, but whatever I do.
Well, they have some great 5-day cruises that actually go there and stay overnight 2 nights. So that's nice. And then it goes to, I think it goes to the Bahamas and then back into Florida.
Are you
so
talking
it's not
about
bad.
NCL?
NCL, yeah, NCL.
Because I've
has
done the
one.
other one, which was
Royal
Caribbean. No, it's
Caribbean,
another.
no?
It's a smaller ship that's in the
okay.
Aegean Sea.
Okay.
And they do the, you know, the wonderful little islands in Greece and Italy and whatever. But the thing about that is you're on and you're off and you're running to the next one and so forth. But it's just not, you know, it's. But the best way to do it, I think, when you go into Greece, is to fly into Athens, then take those ferries across, because they're like steamships. They're absolutely, I mean, not steamships, they're like cruise liners.
Wow.
They're absolutely fabulous. And you go to, say, for instance, Mykonos, stay a while. When you're tired of that.
I want to go there so
and then
bad.
you go to Santorini. And you go to Rhodes, and you go to all these wonderful places. So it's, you know, just, you know, we've got a lot to talk about.
You better be living.
A lot to talk
fabulous.
about.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
these are the kind of things that are inspiring. That,
Absolutely.
as we do with GlobeTrotter, we really inspire people to get up, get out, and travel. Because
That's
we
what
want
you
them
have
to
to
see
do.
the world.
You only have one life.
Yeah. And you
Might as
can't
well
do
live
it all within a lifetime because the world is so
But
big.
do as much as you can.
Exactly.
You know? So,
yeah, exactly. So this is what it's all about.
Absolutely.
You know? And you have another book, I understand.
I do. It's called The Little Black Book of Audition Etiquette.
Ooh, Miss Showbiz.
I know. But, you know, then I also have one called Counting Ravioli.
Oh, is that a cookbook?
No.
Oh.
It's called Counting Ravioli because a couple of years ago, you know, everyone thinks theater is just, oh, wonderful, but it's not. Sometimes you have those years that are kind of hard.
Right.
And I had a few of those years. And one day I had a beautiful brownstone in Harlem and I had my own business, but everything was collapsing. And I found myself standing in front of my stove counting ravioli to make sure I had enough to eat for the rest of the week.
Wow.
And I stood there going, oh my God, I've accomplished so much, but being in the business that I'm in,
Right.
now I'm literally standing here trying to make sure that I have enough food.
Right.
So I said, well, that could be my memoirs.
Hey.
You know,
Hey.
Counting Ravioli, the ups and downs
I love that title.
of theater. Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah.
And it's such a, you know, it's such a volatile business anyway.
Oh my God.
And it's such an emotional thing.
Absolutely. Your whole life can change with a phone call.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
One
sure.
day you're not doing anything, and the next day someone's saying, hey, you want to star on a cruise ship in after midnight? So, yeah,
Exactly.
you know.
Or the
So,
Greek
yeah.
Isles.
Or the
Or,
Greek Isles.
you know,
oh
whatever.
my God, yeah.
You know, it's just, life is amazing.
It is.
Everything's
It is.
amazing. I mean, every time you
Absolutely.
wake up, and someone said, what are you grateful for? I said, I'm grateful because every day I can wake up and see the sun. Even if the sun
Absolutely.
isn't out, at least I'm waking up.
Yep, absolutely.
And you know, that's a blessing within itself.
Yes, because a lot of my
often-
friends are gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, we are blessed.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, absolutely.
And I thank you so much
Thank
for sharing
you.
this.
Thank
and
you.
all the best with your book,
Yes.
which is, tell me the title.
The Little Black Book of Backstage Etiquette.
Ah,
Ah.
all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank-
Chasing Wild Ass. It's not what you're thinking. It's a narrative of my travel around the world. I have interspersed photos and recipes to whet your appetite and allow you to dream, discover, and rediscover these great destinations. The title came about while I was in Kutch Wild Sanctuary chasing jackasses in India. Chasing Wild Ass is adventure, it's culinary, it's history, and it's a lifestyle with a bit of humor to spice it up. Chasing Wild Ass, the book, is more than 500 pages exploring the world. Remember, my world is your world. So get up, get out, and travel. I'm sitting here with Kristal Hart, who has a wonderful show here at MNN, and it's all about boxing. Put 'em up! We're going to talk about your wonderful trips to Morocco, because you've gone there twice. And you've met this family. Tell me about the family.
Well, first of all, it's Morocco. And in case you want to know what the flag looks like, here are the colors: the red with the green. And Morocco is in northern Africa.
Yes.
And to get there, I flew from JFK to Casablanca, and for anybody who's going to fly, Casablanca was put on one of the lists as far as coming back to the United States. You couldn't bring your electronics. You had to.
With lithium batteries.
Yes, and they all had to be stored underneath the airplane.
Right.
So, I mean, I was glad I found out ahead of time because, as you know, we have cameras and all types of different equipment, and it sort of prepared me. So that was one thing to look at, because Casablanca, as I said, in Istanbul, there's, I guess, 10 airports more in that Middle East African area that are on that list. So that was the number one.
Right, but tell me about the family.
Oh, the family.
Did you celebrate your birthday?
Yes, a second birthday that I celebrated in Morocco, and a wonderful family. I met Boujama on Facebook, actually, and ever since then, you know, we communicated. We communicate almost every day. So now there's so much of a family. They are my family. So they've sort of taken their place in a certain way, and it's such a kind, compassionate family.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And we spend and cook, oh my lands.
Couscous.
Couscous.
Tagine. All these wonderful dishes.
And we always have
Tea.
a tea.
Yeah.
A tea, yes.
I
And
thought they call it Shah.
it could be Shah. I was learning some words: mousse, khas, tabla, table. Fatima would like that right now.
Oh, yeah. That's wonderful. And everybody has tea, you know, which I think is wonderful. You also had a chance to go to Fez on this excursion.
Yes, on this excursion, I went to Fez. It's, you know, you can take the train there. I went from Casablanca to Rabat, the capital, up to Fez, although I did this time, somebody drove us to Fez. So Fez it's an old city, very old city, with old universities, and of course they have all the souks.
Yeah.
And
there's a souk at every town.
a souk in every town. As a matter of fact, some beautiful scarves. Yes.
Lovely.
A lovely scarf. This one's from Turkey.
Right.
Turkey.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's pretty, isn't
Very
it?
nice. Very nice.
Yes.
So you can shop till you drop.
You can shop till you drop.
But going through the maze of century-old buildings is amazing. You can get absolutely lost in the souks there, which I think is just so fascinating.
So fascinating, and we stayed in the old city. There's the old city and the new city. I think that maybe you had stayed maybe in the newer section.
Who knows?
But
I stayed in a very nice hotel, that's all I know.
Yes, but it was fascinating. And I met some travelers, a lot of travelers from the UK. I must say, the Europeans,
they travel a lot.
They travel a lot.
Yeah.
They travel a lot.
And especially Germans, you know, they're everywhere, you know, and they're adventure travelers as well. You know, they're not afraid. They go out and just experience all these wonderful things together. Sometimes it's a family, sometimes it's just friends, which is a great way to travel because you share the experience, and that's what travel is about.
And it's a wonderful experience. And then from there, we went, let me get the name, the City Harazm. And this whole area has become like a medical tourist spot because they have these hot springs that really go back to maybe the 16th century.
Wow.
And they've been tested. They have so much minerals, calcium.
Did you experience it?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I have a picture here where you could see the fountains of where the water. Yes, and of course I drank some. And they
That's why you look so beautiful.
they have hot springs where areas where you could soak because it's good for, I guess, arthritis and any type of urinary tract infections. Also with the kidneys, they have, it breaks up kidney stones. These are different things that have been sort of documented. So, I mean, I can't say for sure if it's going to clear you medically, but it has become a medical tourist area in that area. Matter of fact, where the water was, that's where I was riding one of the horses, and I also had a chance to get on a camel.
Right.
So, I mean, you can't leave Morocco without going on a camel.
Right. And every road leads to a carpet shop.
And everywhere. You know, I bought 2 carpets last time. This time I didn't grab any carpets, but maybe next trip, because there definitely will be a next trip.
Oh, and they're so beautiful. When you go to those carpet factories, it's amazing how they, with their nimble little fingers, they manage to, you know, make those wonderful carpets. Did you have that experience of going into one of those factories?
Yes, yes.
It's amazing. It's just an amazing art.
And also the factory where they have the skins for coats.
Right. They dye them on the rooftops.
Yes, and that was really quite amazing because you had all those
Vats.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly.
That was.
That's a treasure for your eye, I think. You know, if you've never seen anything like it.
I've never seen anything like that.
But you also went to the desert.
Yes. Well, actually, I want to head towards the desert. I met a young lady on the plane from Philadelphia who was going to be opening a riad in the desert. So
what's a riad?
One of the like a hotel.
Oh, I see. Okay.
A little hotel, and they have a different business model there because she said, as an American, you just can't open a business. You need to go 50% with a Moroccan.
Makes sense. Why don't we do that in this country?
It does make sense.
Yeah.
But one of the really fun things, sports fans, is I got to watch the Real Madrid against Barcelona. Here's Messi. I was in a cafe, and that was like a real highlight of my trip. I think because knowing Boujamon and because we speak a lot on Facebook, he's at the cafe a lot watching soccer. You know, I've always had such a wonderful time there. The people, you know, have always embraced me, and I've have them, and so it's an experience that I keep wanting to do again and again.
Well, the nice thing is that you're going back and you're experiencing a family or your family, and it's you know, it's amazing how people ingratiate one another. You know, they fold people into their lives for a reason, and a reason is because of love. And love of life. I'm sitting here with David Fasano, and he has been a partner with me on many, many trips around the world, and we're going to share some of those wonderful experiences. So David, let's talk about some of the great places we've been. What's been your favorite?
My favorite? Well, I really liked Tunisia.
Oh, yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We went there twice.
Yeah.
Experienced New Year's, I think, twice.
Yep. All the
which-
wild dancing.
Yeah, and people wearing masks and, you know, strange attempts at Christmas trees. I think they had a regular tree inside the hotel lobby, which was supposedly a Christmas tree, but that's okay.
I thought it was a Christmas tree.
Well, it didn't look like one to me. But, you know, that was really interesting because they celebrated it a little differently, didn't they?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And Tunisia's a wonderful country.
Oh, yeah.
The food's fantastic and the people are great. We had, you know, going to the ruins of Carthage.
Yeah.
That was really great because, you know, you have history as well as great food and
Roman ruins.
yeah.
Yep.
So that was that adds to the whole trip.
So was that your
experience.
favorite, or there are several others?
Well, no. I mean, to say one is favored over another is sort of hard to do. I mean, Brazil has a certain flair that no other place in the world has, and I know you love Brazil. So
very
when
much
you
so.
get down there, you unwind and come out of your shell, if it's even possible for you to come out of your shell more than you do. But in Brazil, you're sort of very much rooted, it seems. So, and I feel this, you know, similarly. I mean, it's very relaxing there and vibrant. So,
yeah. Like I
you
want
can
to do
have fun.
nothing.
Well, yeah, that was.
This is the time to relax.
Well, sometimes that happens. That one trip, we did have a few days in Rio,
Yeah.
and we were able to cool out, which
Yeah.
was. But even that, you know, was really fantastic because we were able to see life on the beach, right?
Absolutely.
The-
Which is a zoo, because the people coming through every 2 minutes. It's like nobody rests. It's like they're selling this, they're selling that. My
Right.
God, you know, buy it.
Well-
Shut them up.
But you know, I mean, I grew up in Brooklyn, so you know, you go to Coney Island and
Do
in
they
the
do
old
that on the
days.
beach?
Well, in the old days,
Oh.
you know, guys used to come by with coolers of beer or you know, like a plastic basin of pretzels. I mean, maybe they can't do that anymore, but
I don't know.
I remember growing up, this is what it was. So it was a lot of business going on the beach.
But not like Ipanema. There's nothing
No,
like that. That's
no.
a circus.
Right, but think about it. I mean, we had the caipirinhas, you know, we had...
Lots of 'em.
And my favorite was when the man came along with that mini barbecue.
The cheese.
Yeah, he had the cheese kind of sticks or skewers that
Right.
he grilled right on the beach there. And
Amazing.
Yeah, so things like that really, you know, add to the good time.
Yeah, the flavor of the country as
Absolutely.
well. And also, we've been to many other places along the way.
Yeah,
We
well-
met originally back in Fiji.
Yes, we did.
Many years ago.
That's right. You pilfered me from the person I was working with to help you with a shot. So, you
And
know,
we've been friends since.
indeed. No, it was a lot of fun.
That's what Fiji will do for you.
Well, you know, and it's the people too. I mean, the people you're traveling with. I mean, you bring a lot of energy to the table. I mean, yeah. Well, you're just a very friendly, open person. So that's a great thing to be when you're a traveler because then you sort of break that ice and get to experience other people, tell them stories, they tell you stories.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I mean, this is a deeper travel experience. I mean, we can sort of be, you know, to ourselves and read a guidebook and, you know, go from place to place.
It's not the same.
Right, but if you bridge that gap and start to communicate with the people who you're meeting in another country and, you know, learn from their experiences, you know, their stories,
Right.
tell your own, I mean, it just makes it that much more of a deeper connection. you
It's
know?
called sharing.
It is.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that I've enjoyed about traveling with you is that you are gregarious and you'll break that ice and
I'm
then
very shy.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. No, and I remember on that Fiji trip, you know, you were running around the first class cabin being yourself, and I was like, who is this guy? And that's before I knew who you were, or met you, I should say. But then we met on that trip, and then okay, you know, and I like, you know, nutty people. So
Well, you know, the funny thing, I was thinking about years ago when I was a tour operator, and I asked people if they had any, you know, food requests, and no one had said anything. And then I'm sitting there in business class, minding my own business, and this fat guy comes over and he said, I'm a vegetarian. And I looked up and I said, funny, you don't look like a vegetarian. And this little kid next to me couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
And he kept saying that over and over. And we were laughing like crazy. But, you know, vegetarian to me is someone thin.
Sure. But this is another thing I appreciate about you is your irreverence. Which can be fun. I
Like suck it in?
Yeah, well, you know, you kind of say it as it is, or...
Oh, well, when you're my age, you can basically get away with a lot of stuff,
Right,
I think.
Well, again, it's important to have fun with everything you do.
Oh,
so,
absolutely.
So travel, I mean, let's face it, I mean, it hasn't been all fun and games. I mean...
It's a lot of hard work.
Well, yeah, we got to carry our stuff. I mean, you know, I was thinking you should call the, you know, show Globe Schlepper, you know. And the idea is that the...
No, that's GlobeTrotter, the Schleppers.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm the...
We're the Trotters.
Oh.
Villa Ceboloni.
No. Well...
Totally different experience.
Yeah, that was another great one because that was... right there on Lake Como. I mean, this old grand hotel with a grand tradition that we were able to partake in. The cocktail hour, I guess it was, where we had the Prosecco and music.
Prosecco, exactly.
Yeah, and
it was wonderful. And then
that's-
going on the lake.
Oh,
Taking
absolutely.
the private boat up the lake.
Sure.
You know, and then going to Verena, which was a wonderful little village.
Absolutely.
You
No,
know.
I mean, that whole area is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And,
It's romantico.
yeah, well, you certainly love romantico. But it was, you know, just seeing those different places, even within that same area.
Right.
You get an idea of, you know, the variety of types of, you know, things, even in one location.
Right.
You know, because Verena was different than the Villa Ceboloni.
Yeah, which is
area.
Bellagio.
Bellagio, that's
Yeah,
right.
where we bought our sneakers.
That's right, which
that I wear
you've
every
been
day.
wearing every day since.
Love those
See?
sneakers. I wish I'd gotten 2 pair because they were just they're so comfortable.
Yes.
You know, there's so many other wonderful places that we have traveled to and wonderful places we're still going to travel to that we'll be able to share that experience with the audience. And I think, you know, as I say, my world is your world. So it's the fact that we're all here together in one big globe.
Yes.
And the more we know about it, the less prejudice there is.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, people need to be able to understand other cultures, other people, and also to accept them for whatever they are.
Absolutely. Well, that's one of the first things I discovered when I first traveled. I mean, I went to Italy when I was 17, and you know, you just have this new perspective when you come back.
Oh, yeah.
About everything.
Exactly.
And it's, you know, something that I think everyone should experience just to have a sensibility about the differences.
Some of the outtakes are really funny. I remember the thing when we were in Magdalena, and I said, we're in, you know, blah, 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 and we're in blah, 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 whatever. And I said, where are we? Another experience, I was in Athens, and I turned around, or I said to someone, I said, where am I? And they said, turn around. I looked, and the Parthenon was behind me.
Right.
I was so disoriented because I've been so many places.
There you go.
And
And
this happens.
And where are we now? Look, I mean, this beautiful farmhouse right here, you know?
In Brazil.
Exactly. I mean, it's amazing how you get around.
And I just want to say that this has been a wonderful travel experience. Until next week, my world is your world. So remember, get up, get out, and travel.